Evidence captured through media. Reasons I have not been able to leave my building or apartment since 2020. COVID and my medical history and harassment from people inside the building are one part, but the violent atmosphere that was strongest in 2020 never went away on my street and continues at various levels today. I don't believe that it's possible so much could have happened without being documented by the ACLU, Human Rights Watch, or some other oversight protective organization, even the FBI or CIA. Something horrible has been allowed to happen here. I do not want to be a political sacrifice, bait, or some kind of sideshow. I am just trying to live. I had childhood PTSD before 2020 from witnessing my grandmother die. These attacks gave me another kind of PTSD. I was told by management that nothing could be done about things happening outside. I am submitting this evidence to explain why I am so scared at the idea of leaving the building and why I feel eviction would result in my death, by sickness, stalkers, or corrupt police. I am begging you to take me seriously and understand there is nothing wrong with me. My reaction makes perfect sense. I have not been able to function. I applied for disability but could not safely access my mailbox after my neighbor followed me out of my unit in January 2024. Audio of The Purge that was played as part of 2 nights of hours-long concerts held next door that felt like they stripped my ear canals while I was inside under quarantine. May 2020. The sound level was far and away above anything even produced by the clubs on a regular night. It was weaponized sound at that level. While protests went on 13 blocks away, something or someone had taken over the street where I live and seemed to be separate from the purpose of the protests. A military psyop or just harassment taking advantage of the chaos. It included a trash can fire, a sleeping bag fire, multiple incidents of gun violence, motorcycles, garbage trucks, people screaming, "Get out, go home," the fire alarm for the building being set off over 30 times for no reason in the last 4 years, buzzing the building by various sirened vehicles, and pollution that would gas my small studio apartment, all which were never problems before 2020. I have wondered if people used COVID and the protests as a cover for a real estate scam. I am begging you to let me stay in my unit as I have nowhere else to go. I have also been poor my whole life and this building's stated purpose was to keep people housed, not push them into homelessness. I have lived here since 2015. Almost a decade. I have lived in Portland since 2012. I am a humanist and should have been able to find sanctuary here with its specific protections for non-believers. I am also a licensed bud tender and medical patient. This is my only home. It seems clear to me something had set out to destroy what was cool weird about Portland. I worry constantly that dissidents have been displaced or are among the 7 to 15 million people who have died from COVID. That would be a genocide. Something similar to Atlanta's Cop City where the area has become a trap for dissidents and a training ground for police and/or military. I am an anti-war civilian. Audio of Behind the Bastards podcast explaining the political atmosphere, kidnappings and chaos. PBS NewsHour also explaining kidnappings and chaos. Police and military having worked together to beat up people for over 100 days in a row. I watched every night over the internet even though I couldn't leave my apartment. Bernie Sanders explaining that Trump had used the military against people, regardless of the outcome of the upcoming election. The local police have asked for overtime pay in case there is a response and people have posted images of boarded up windows on social media. Haymarket Books conference where a girl from Portland explains that private security companies have been harassing downtown Portland. She says they are responsible for extrajudicial killings, tearing down tents, illegally telling people to leave and not return, etc. Please take these outside matters into account. I am just trying to have you understand that I am not exaggerating when I say I have been surviving under duress and I needed medical accommodation and protection from violence. I have explained feeling gangstalked. In many ways the social contract has been broken since 2020 and on a level the authorities lost their authority entirely. I have not felt it was safe to contact anyone for help, and whoever was acting as any kind of authority in the area had participated in the harassment. As it has been said, the building seemed largely abandoned as well. I should not have to leave my home because people have been monstrous and acting like fascists. Universal human rights should be upheld or everything is bullshit. That means everyone is free and equal. No one is to be tortured, enslaved, exiled, murdered, raped, have their stuff stolen, by authorities or anyone else. We have a right to housing, healthcare, food, clothing, consensual love, justice and education. There are 30 points and all of them are something worth living for. I have considered myself a living protest, peacefully defending myself through art as best as I can. Someone got into the building. It pushed me into the wall downstairs at one point, saying, "No one is coming to save you." I have been trying to save myself. I need to be able to stay in my apartment, and I need time to heal and figure out a new future for myself despite these issues. It hasn't helped that, on a smaller scale, many things never stopped. When I asked for camera checks or complained about feeling attacked, I was largely ignored. My body has deteriorated and muscles have weakened. I also got sick and was in so much pain I thought I was going to die 4 days after the last time management maintenance entered my unit in 2022. Throwing me out on the street feels like killing me to dispose of evidence for all that has been done to me the last 4 years. I am going through a period of hunger and stress, and I am asking for patience, understanding, and discussion to keep my housing. I need time. Above all, I want to keep my home. Thank you for listening.